There's still 2 on there. Hi guys, welcome to BCTV Live, episode number 14. We got loads to come today. This week's show is a B-Blogger special. I'm joined in the studio, as always, by Amy.
Hello.
Hi Amy, and we've also got 2 very special guests today, the graphic design team from Elf Cosmetics, Naomi and Nick. So yeah, we're going to be bringing you sort of Nick's tips today with...
Well, everything really, isn't
Yeah,
there?
we've got Nick's tips, photography. It's a kind of a blend of beauty bloggers sort of chat and tech news and a little bit of inside BC as well, because we've got some changes that we're going to serve up in the next
news.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, loads to come. We've got competitions, you know, and loads of B-bloggers. We've got a Skype guest calling in, which is M Ford. From My Pale Skin beauty blog, and she's going to be B-Blogger of the Week this week. Yeah, so loads to come, guys. Where should we start, Aim? We've got the competitions. Have we got a zip?
We have
a zip video ready.
We have got our
stinger,
video ready.
I mean.
Our stinger. We've got the stinger loaded in the system. But yeah, should we take a look at that first of all? I think.
Yeah, let's go into it, because we want to give
always.
you guys plenty of opportunities to win. We're on for about an hour and a half today, and I'm a bit rusty, to be honest. I need to get things warmed up here. Like, I'm going to shake myself up now in the video stream. So, okay, thanks, Gav. Hey guys, thanks very much. Do, you know, get in touch and drop us your tweets about those competitions. If you do know, the logo that's on the screen is a little bit of a tech theme with it today. So if you do know that logo, definitely get in touch on Twitter. Yeah, we wanted to have a bit more of a casual, relaxed show tonight, as you can tell. We've got some changes that we've got planned. You know, we've been going now 14 weeks straight. We've had a few in-between shows. We've had all sorts of guests. We've had professional makeup artists, professional presenters,
professional
hairdressers. We've had salon. Yeah,
God, the work.
We've literally had such a broad range of subjects. We've had everything from photography right the way through to, you know, tan in a tent and skincare, and it really has been great. You know, we've got a dedicated followers that are here every week. You know, and if I look into the chat room now, I can see the sort of the regular faces in there. So we really appreciate everyone joining. But what we're trying to do is actually, you know, grow the channel. You know, we want to get more viewers. We want to sort of you know, make it interesting for people, really. And I think one of the things that we're finding from the data is this sort of 2-hour show, this BCTV Live Weekly, is quite a long show. You know,
Yeah.
we were saying the other day, it's like sort of asking people to sort of sit down to a feature length movie,
not
and
far
you know, it's not.
Exactly. And we don't even provide popcorn.
No.
Shame on us, really, to be fair.
Exactly. So, you know, what we are thinking of doing is mixing it up a little bit and having weekly shows which are basically alongside each sort of category, basically. So what we're thinking is that this show, the BCTV Live, will actually turn into a B-Blogger weekly show, which will be anything from half an hour to an hour of sort of B-Blogger tips, interviews, looking at different sort of techniques, maybe speaking with PR companies, bringing you sort of blogger samples and stuff like that, you know, really getting the interaction going on B-Blogger Weekly. And then, you know, we don't want to run before we can walk, so we're just going to sort of break down this show into sort of 3 main categories, I think, which is going to be the skincare. And we're going to ask for your input on some of these sort of show names and ideas going forward.
We need feedback.
But the one I came up with was the skincare show, which is not
It is what it is.
not particularly original, but exactly it does what it says on the tin.
Snappy.
Then we were going to have a hair care sort of weekly show.
Yep. Dabbled with Hair Hour.
We did dabble with Hair
Hour. How do we feel?
I don't know what people think of that.
Yeah.
I thought it may be committing us to actually doing an hour, you know, which
we'll have a little clock in the corner. Oh, that's it for today, I'm afraid.
Half cut.
Half cut. Wonky fringe. Sorry.
That happened to me once. I was shaving my head and the battery ran out halfway through.
That's never ideal.
Yeah, you had to roll with a bit of a comb over.
That's what I intended. That's fine. Working it.
But yeah, we've got the skincare show. We want to do one on hair because, you know, we've reached out. We've done hair care quite a few times. We've had Grace and Evie Salon in here doing a few hair looks for Valentine's. God, it does seem like quite a while ago now. So much has happened since. But, you know, we figured hair inspiration. We've looked at the stats. You see that YouTube has a shortage of hair videos. There's more demand than there are videos. So, you know, we're looking to connect with hairdressers locally and, you know, around the world that we can bring into weekly shows about hair products, hair inspirations,
Yes, I need some hair inspiration.
Men's hair we've chatted about.
Men's hair.
Chatted about that on Beauty Chat Live, didn't we? So yeah, and obviously, you know, with us being the home of Elf Cosmetics, we're going to definitely have a makeup category as well. And you know, we're figuring those shows could be anything from makeup tutorials with professional makeup artists, makeup tutorials with B-bloggers. You know, it could just be product focuses, you know, maybe having a chat to a brand owner like we did with My Couture when we had the foundation and blusher papers on.
What I think is going to be good about it is that we'll be able to do even more on these brands, because like My Couture was fab, but you just wanted to know more and you wanted to find more about the whole concept, more about where it's been, like who's been using it, and I think that's what would be really good about it with everything.
Being able to play with the products a little more.
Being able to try them
I think what we've done
test
in the past is we've sort of tried to fill this 2-hour slot and cram as many sort of products in there, or you know, and sometimes when you watch it back, we brush over a lot of really interesting points of brands, so we can, you know, give each brand a little bit more sort of dedication, and hopefully it'll be a bit more bite-sized then for everyone to sort of like watch back and check it out on our new website, which is coming up, you know, as well.
Hopefully it'll be more useful for the brands as well, because they'll be able to get exactly what they want out of it, and it'll be more useful for everybody else because they'll be able to find out, it's like, oh, hang on, you didn't say about, you know, this bit or that bit. We'll turn things inside out, you'll know it.
So whether you're brand new to the show and you're just watching us for the first time today, or, you know, you're a long-term member, you guys know who you are, you know, please get into the group, get onto Twitter and feedback to us on our ideas. You know, do you think we should break down these sort of shows into sort of, you know, different categories? And if so, you know, names for shows, what would you like to see? You know, because at first we can have skincare and we can cover quite a range of things, you know, but eventually we might even branch different sort of segments off to have
all sorts,
you know, treatments, salon reviews, maybe get out and about and,
it could
and
be
do
all
things
sorts.
like that. So
I know I'm seeing already Ashley is saying that she quite likes the length of the shows. The thing is, I don't think by splitting this up, it's not gonna mean that we never do a show this length anymore. We're going to be obviously having the B-Blogger weekly, but we'll also look at having like summary shows, isn't it? So we'll bring everything together and like knit things together and do flashbacks of the week. You know, there's loads of
and actually this B-Blogger Live, you know, a B-Blogger weekly or B-Blogger Live will have a potential to run on, you know, it's none of it is set in stone. It can be anything from, you know, half an hour to 3 hours, you know, it doesn't actually matter, you know. If we've got loads of Skype guests, we've got loads of things to talk about, then we'll do it. But what we try not to do is sort of, you know, what I'm doing now, filling in a lot of like, you know, a lot of content. We want to make it concise and stuff. So we've already been going 15 minutes. So yeah, that's to come. And the other reason, I guess, for breaking it down is to do with our exciting project, which is underway at the moment, and Nick and Naomi are tasked with some really important sort of work, really, isn't it? Is sort of rebranding BC logo,
Yeah.
BT Crowd TV, rebranding or actually building alongside our web developers and designing
Making
the
a home
website.
for it all. We're putting it all in a nice little neat home for everybody to come to
Yeah.
and look through the brands and watch the show.
How do you feel it's going now? Is
It's going
a bit of reservation
It's a
there,
hard
It is a
task.
hard task.
Especially trying to keep, to keep your expectations,
Yeah.
justified. I think, we want to make sure that we've got everything there for you and it's designed well and it looks good and it is, intuitive and
I think
it's tough.
I think the important thing for me is that it's going to be basically exactly like our website is intended to be, The Crowd. It's a work in progress.
Social.
It's feedback from you guys, So I don't think today is the day to introduce some early shots of the website. But when we do get there, before launch, we'll be bringing that to you in advance. We'll have questions and feedback. We'll invite certain members to sort of come in and try and break the site and help us test it. If people are up for that, we'd really like your input. Because it isn't an easy task, and whatever you do, you're never going to please everyone. But I'm really excited because it's going to be a nice structure to things. We've got our own chat rooms which incorporate all sorts. We've got a live product feed underneath the video so that anything that we're talking about in the show, we can just sort of quickly link it up.
And we've got our content sharing boards, which are going to mean that people can contribute so much to all the shows as well. So it's going to be there, it's going to be visual, it's going to be amazing.
The voting is
We're
good.
looking at that this week, actually.
Yeah.
The voting.
Yeah, different ways that you can visualise that. So it's exciting at the moment. Yeah.
It is exciting. So any design issues, the culprits here. Just tweet straight. Just tweet any issues direct to Nick at BC on Twitter.
With urgent, urgent in the subject.
No, but it's really good to have some feedback as well. And bear in mind that, it's a lot to take on. And if we haven't thought of something that you think could be so good on the website, it'd be really good to hear what you've got to say.
So that'll be coming soon. Really do stay tuned for that. Obviously, we'll have to introduce it via sort of Twitter and social media because we haven't got a website just yet. We do have one, but we'll definitely announce it all through the social streams. Still to come. We got those competitions running. We've got Nick's been looking at some apps this week, hasn't he?
Yeah, we've got some cool apps.
I've been having loads of fun today. Having a right
Glued to the
play.
phone
I've
today.
been speaking to
Taking
the girls in the
selfies.
Cardiff shop. They've been suggesting different photo apps and things like that. You lot have been suggesting stuff. I come upstairs to talk about Android of Harriet as well. So
Harriet's flying the Android flag.
Yeah, I'm flying the Android flag too. I don't want to,
Oh, yeah, you are.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, token.
all iPhone apps. Come on now.
Is it? What's the general thing? Is there just more apps on iTunes or iStore?
It's quite level now, I think.
Yeah,
it used
it's
to be
not
the
far
case
off.
where most things were made for the iPhone, but now obviously because Android phones are so much more affordable, there's more of a kind of customer base for them now.
So like with Android, do they have then a separate sort of?
They have Android Marketplace.
Oh no, Google
Oh, is it
Play.
not?
Well, I
Google
think they
Play.
still do have Android Marketplace, but now Google Play tends to be the.
So is there like an Android for tablets as well then, or is just Android's just for mobile phones?
They do it in the same way that Apple do, because you've got like kind of two resolutions. So if you download a iPhone app on the tablet, then it's a kind of a miniature version on there, isn't it? So they do the same sort of thing. So you can kind of say, I want it to be an iPhone app or an Android phone app or an Android tablet app.
And the sort of apps that we'd be looking at today is not just your random sort of Snapchat and all these sort of things. We've made it quite specific around photography because, there's always that debate, should you use Instagram, should you use filters and all this sort of thing on your blog. We know that there's quite a bit of sort of debate about it.
But
and Nick's
also-
picked some good ones which some controversial and some which, well, are just
Yeah,
sort of
like
standard.
what's good as well is that you do have situations where you might only have a phone at your disposal when you first start your blog. So some of the
definitely.
apps that you've got can give you that like professional level. When you got to use the tools you got, haven't you? You can't go out and buy a couple of £100 camera on the first day of
No, that's true.
If
That's
I'm honest, I find it, it is one or the other. You either got all the high-tech equipment. It's hard to do it with, if you've got a nice SLR, it's hard to do it, take photos of yourself. I think the phone is perfect, absolutely perfect for taking photos.
Yeah. I tell you who's got good photos on their blog, and I'm pretty sure she's not using an iPhone, but we'll have to find out. But My Pale Skin, blogspot.co.uk, who is blogger of the week, M Ford. M is 24, she's from London, and yeah, we love this blog.
Amazing
gorgeous
photos.
blog,
Absolutely
gorgeous
gorgeous.
girl.
Amy just told me about an hour before coming online, we've got M Ford, My Pale Skin. I don't know how, it always seems to be in my social stream. There's a great post this week which was sort of like inspired Victoria's Secret sort of look, and you can see there, I think obviously on the left is the Victoria's Secret model, and M's inspired look there as well. And
Yeah, we vote.
We're definitely
we
on
vote
it
M's
too.
every time.
Yeah.
I mean, her look is absolutely brilliant there,
Oh, she's
and the
gorgeous.
photo
Honestly.
is great, isn't
One
it?
of the things that I think I've seen more, like obviously we've been in the B-blogger chats and things more recently, and obviously dealing with bloggers across the board really. One of the things I do see more is people are like, how do I take a good selfie? What is a good selfie? And Ems is
Nailing
a
it.
pro,
Yeah.
an absolute pro, and we need to find out how she does it, because she looks fab in every single one of them, and the quality of her photos is amazing.
I think it'd be good to find out what camera she's using and the lighting as well, because it seems like she knows
Very
what she's doing with her
professional.
lighting.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
very good, really good with the colour on her face and stuff. So
Yeah, so we're going to get M's on Skype really soon. If you've got questions, if you're familiar with the blog, which I'm sure many of you already will be, definitely, send in some questions, put them in the chat room, and we'll do our best to sort of put those to M's now. I don't know if we could just run the competition video, Gar, while we do that, and I'll get M's up on Skype here. As always, guys, those competitions are going to run all day and into tomorrow. The winners will be announced on the BC beautycrowd.com/blog. Have you guessed it yet? Do you know what that app is? Keep your questions coming in. Harriet, has anyone got
I think
it yet?
someone has.
A few people. To be honest, I thought it was a bit easy, but
I didn't know it.
Oh, I don't know.
Tried, but some of them are like, I think they definitely wouldn't have, and some are too obvious.
That's the thing. I think that it's one of those. It's one of those, isn't it? But I love the Wildfire app a lot, so I see that logo quite a bit.
Oh, see, I'm a bit of a
I've
grunt.
just said.
you've just said it.
Oh!
Good news is it has been guessed. It has been
It
guessed.
has been guessed.
So we're all right.
So we
We're
can
all right.
officially announce that it's
One of
Wildfire
those,
app.
isn't it?
That's one
And-
for the blooper reel.
Yes. So, Harriet, you can.
Your face dropped then. I was like, what have I done? What have I done? Oh my god.
So yeah, we can officially announce the winner of that really soon.
Thank God.
Without delay, we'll go over to M Ford. Hi M, how are you?
Hello.
Hi,
Hi. This is a bit weird. I never do talking.
No, it's great. It's great for you to. Thanks very much for joining us. We've been struggling a little bit today to get a few sort of bloggers on the Skype chat. I think the people are either busy or a bit sort of nervous to get on, but we really appreciate you joining us. It makes the show so much more interesting. We love your blog as well.
Oh,
We do.
beautiful.
Everyone's
so
been raving about
nice.
it.
Stunning.
Oh, thank you so much. You know what? I started my blog like 2 months ago, I think, and it's kind of been this crazy whirlwind that it's just kind of gone a bit insane. And I never in a million years thought that it would have this kind of reaction. And it's just so amazing, and I'm really enjoying it. So
that is
I'm hopefully
You literally
I'll still be
started.
here in 2 years.
You literally started it 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that is, you know,
Is
that's amazing.
Is it the first bit of blogging that you've ever done?
Well, I used to post on a social networking site called Reddit. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Yeah.
So I used to post my looks on there, and I did a Margot Robbie from The Wolf of Wall Street tutorial on pale girl contouring, how to do a look like her, and it kind of just blew up. Like, it went absolutely insane. I think it had like 30,000 hits in less than a week.
Wow.
And I was
Is
just like,
Reddit, is it right that it sort of, people vote it up then, is it? And it
yeah, like it hit one of the front
Yeah.
pages. I think it was a bit scary that many people had seen me without makeup on.
No, that's absolutely
That is
great story.
incredible.
Yeah,
So that probably inspired you to go full hog with blogging.
Yeah, definitely. Like, everyone kept emailing me and asking me to start a blog, so I thought, I have some spare time, why not? So I guess I did, and now I'm here.
And now you're really getting into it. And how often do you post?
Ooh, I post, I try to aim for 3 a week. Now, I don't schedule my posts. I probably should, but I don't. I kind of just post when I feel like posting. I believe in quality over quantity, so I'm not going to post if I don't believe in the pictures, or if I don't believe in what I'm writing. I'd rather not post than just do it for the sake of it. So I try to aim for 3 times a week.
And I suppose that helps keeping it quite current as well. If you're not, like, you know, really planning out loads of different products in advance, it's what you're thinking at that time, I suppose, and what you feel like doing.
Yeah, usually. I mean, like, I have a box of products to blog about that I'm to keep meaning to photograph and work through and test them. So I've kind of got more things to post about than I have time. So it's just trying to manage a full-time job, being a girlfriend, being a friend, and being a blogger at the same time. So it's just a lot of effort.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And I feel like I'm slowly starting to understand how to do it.
Yeah.
Oh, you look like a pro, honestly.
Yeah,
It's
from our side of
amazing.
things, you seem like you're completely smashing it. So the blog's looking fab, really, really good.
I'd love to know what sort of products you've got in the up and coming box there. Is there anything that you're really looking forward to posting about?
I've actually got I'm sure you guys know, I've got the biggest Elf haul that I won from Elf as part of the Elf editorial, I think, which was just a look that I did on my way home from work.
Nice.
Posted it up. So I've got a big stack of Elf stuff. I've got some NYX which is NYX products. Some new MAC foundation, some eyelashes, hair extensions. It's just drowning in products.
Oh, you poor thing.
I'm sure every blogger is.
My heart goes out to you.
So you mentioned that you've only been sort of going 2 months, and you know, you're learning as you go. Is there any bloggers that you have sort of reached out to or inspired by and follow?
You know what? There are so many blogs that I look at every day, and my jaw just hits the floor. That I'm like, how are you not doing this for a living? Because there are so many girls that are so talented at it that it scares me. It scares me. So I try not to compare myself to too many people, but in terms of people's blogs that I love, like this past week, for example, I've met some amazing bloggers like Monica, who does, like, I think it's Moth Labs, and you know, like April does one called Beauty Face. There's so many girls that are amazing. I really like your last week blogger of the week, Tattoo Tea Lady. Her blog is amazing. She posts like every day. That's insane.
That is
like
insane.
I would love to post every day, but I would never have a life. But she does it, and it's amazing.
I think
And obviously there's the greats like Zoella and you know, Tanya Burr. They're just so inspiring at how they've kind of conquered that market. So it's amazing.
yeah, they've done really well, and I think we're sort of realising exactly the same. That's why we were thinking of sort of having a dedicated weekly sort of blogger show, so we can, you know, cover off more sort of blogs, get more interviews. I think I'd love to sort of, yeah, I'd love to broadcast live every day if I could. A bit like you wanting to post every day, but it's not all that easy, is it? So. No, it's really great. Was there a specific question?
Definitely.
That,
well, as we briefly mentioned just now, it was we absolutely adore your selfie style. So I guess we wanted to know, like, how basically how you do that. What cameras do you use? What lighting? Like, what are your tips?
Okay, so luckily I didn't know if you'd ask me this, so I've kind of been prepared, and I've got my stuff next to me.
See, always prepared.
Because I didn't know. Now I use, let me try and find it. I use a Canon 600D.
Nick's favourite camera.
Sorry.
I think that's the same as Nick's camera, so you've got a nod of approval.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you there.
So this is what I use. Now, I had this for Christmas. This was my Christmas present from my partner, and it was mainly bought for me for taking pictures of cakes because I bake as well.
Nice.
But it's kind of not been used to take any pictures of cakes and just pictures of my face. So this is what I use, and it has a flip out screen, which is so super useful for selfies, because if you're obviously sat trying to take a picture like that, you can kind of see yourself in the little screen, which is amazing. That's kind of what you need, because you're not just blind taking photos like this. You can actually see what you're doing.
Yeah.
So do you actually use like a tripod and a timer, or are you actually holding it?
No, I just hold it and get a dead arm.
Wow.
Excellent.
That's dedication.
Yeah. Yeah.
That just, I don't have room for a tripod. This is my problem, see, because I live in central London. I live about 10 minutes from Oxford Street, so I have a really small flat and a lot of stuff. I collect stuff, so I try to not buy tripods or big things, so I just use my arm.
Yeah, it's a built-in tripod. It's working well for you.
It is working very well for you.
With that, it's great.
In terms of lenses, because I get asked this quite a lot. At the moment, I'm loving my 40mm pancake lens. It's really, really tiny. I like it. It works for me. But I also use my kit lens, which is the 18 to 55. And again, that kind of works for me. I kind of make it up as I go along, to be honest.
Oh, you did very well.
What works for me is when I'm transferring the pictures from my camera to my laptop, I have it in my settings so I can see the focal length of the pictures that I've taken. So if I want to really geek out, I can look through the album images and find out which focal length I've used most often, and know that, okay, so I like taking pictures at 50mm.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good idea.
That's a very good idea.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I think we've got a
Not
bit.
sure if we've had our
lost
first
connection.
Skype technical issue there.
Just about to ask her about lighting as well.
Well, we can maybe get her back now.
Yeah,
we'll try again.
We'll try and connect back with that.
We all interrupted her then because we know Nick and Gary have both got the
With their
600.
600Ds.
So excited, going. Good choice.
I'm going to try and call back. But yeah, you know, Emma's just got a great blog. It's interesting that she's living in central London as well. We could ask her about, you know, whether she's getting out to any sort of PR events and things like that. We'll try and connect again, guys. It's been a real shame if we couldn't, because I was thoroughly enjoying that conversation there. But
God, she's fantastic. I can't believe she's been doing it for so little time.
yeah, I couldn't believe
It's like
it.
the blog of a pro.
I don't realise how I didn't know that.
I was going through Em's blog, and I thought, oh, maybe it was on another platform, maybe it was somewhere else before this blog, and I wasn't sure, but I cannot believe it's a proper baby blog. toddler blog. In its
No.
infancy.
Everything about it is professional, and down to
Design,
the look of it,
writing,
everything.
Yeah, let's just get it up on the screen again here.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it is really good.
The pancake lens that she's on about as well. That's
I mean, look.
that come out when the 650D come out, and it's just a brilliant lens to use for the depth of field as well, similar to my 50mm. It's a really good lens for that. So.
I have to be honest, I didn't know what she meant when she was on about the focal length and recording that. Is that like...
It's the focal length of the lens itself, basically.
Right, okay.
So that's sort of the
The higher millimetre, the more zoomed in it is. I knew that.
Yeah.
I see.
As Gary said near then, but yeah, it's easier to get the depth of field using that lens.
So that's a really good tip then, if people are able to see that.
Yeah, lens makes a big difference.
I'm going to make one more attempt to contact Ems.
Come on in.
Looks like we could have something.
Yay!
Sorry.
That's all
No,
right.
don't be silly.
That is so rubbish.
No, it's no worries at all. These things happen. That's all right. Thought
Just
your
glad to have you back.
battery might have died or something there.
Do you know what? It's shameful. I've got the fastest internet in London in work, and at home I've got the worst internet in the world.
It's coming through okay. When you think about it, we're doing it. You know, we're live streaming this out. Things happen. Like it's all good. But yeah, we were talking about the cameras then. It's interesting to hear you say, well, you live in central London, and are you sort of, since you'll starting your blog, have you been getting to any sort of B-blogger events, or any PR companies invited you down to their offices for sort of sample sessions or anything like that?
Well, last week I went to Bloggers Fashion Week. So I went all 3 days to that. I've been invited to Harley Street to have a skin consultation there and treatments there. I had a lipo massage session, which I blogged about.
I saw that blog. That
My
is
little human sock.
weird. Very weird.
Yeah, so that was interesting.
Yeah. I guess there'd be quite a lot of B-bloggers visiting London for different things, so you might get the opportunity to have sort of more sort of meetups and actually meet sort of some of the guys that you're reading and connecting with on social media, because a lot of bloggers we've talked to, they really do enjoy sort of the meetups and making new friends from blogging. So.
Well, yeah, no, I totally agree, 100%. Do you know what? It's so difficult as an adult, just to put it out there, to meet new friends that you have interests with that you haven't met in work. It's like, if you think about the last time you made a girlfriend or a guy friend, completely platonic, that you shared similar interests with, that you didn't meet through work or at a really rubbish bar.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen. So that's what's really great about the bloggers events, is that you can meet all these people and be like, oh my God, I do that too. Or I love that too. Or yes, let's go makeup shopping. And it's not frowned upon. So
Does it feel like you know them already as well? Because you've been obviously checking out each other's blogs and whatnot, and then you meet each other and think, oh my God, I know you, I recognize you.
yeah. I actually invited a blogger called Beth from, I think her blog is thebritishgirl.co.uk. I invited her as my bloggy date on Tuesday last week to Bloggers Fashion Week, because I read her blog and I really liked it, and I thought she'd be really cool to meet, so I invited her as a date. We got really well, and she was so lovely.
That's so cute.
It's so much fun.
No, that is really great. Every blog we meet everyone's got a story. It's like you say, I totally agree about sort of making new friends. It's sort of one of these things that doesn't actually happen that often when you think about it, especially outside of work. It is great. I've got the British Girl blogger on my screen. We'll make sure that we tweet that out as well. But yeah, it's absolutely great.
Amazing.
Great story. So, yeah, did we have any questions from the chat room? I think it's a little bit quieter in the chat room tonight.
Yeah,
although...
there's a lot of camera talk and a lot of equipment talk tonight. I know Nick was saying just before we lost you earlier about the lighting that you used. What out of interest, what do you use when taking photos?
So my lighting in my flat is crap. I'm not gonna lie, when I first started blogging, my blog's called My Pale Skin, and people were like, but you're not actually pale, because my lighting is really, really yellow, and it makes me look quite tanned. First of all, I didn't actually know how to use a white balance when I first got my camera, because I usually have people do that for me at work. If I'm on a shoot, and I work in TV, you know, people usually do that for me. I just tell them what to do. So I had to figure that out myself. And when I sorted out my white balance, I realized that my lighting was crap, and working a 9 to 6 and coming home, there is no light. So I knew that I had to get some lighting. Now, my first type of lighting that I got, you're going to laugh, is this going to screw up. So is this, they're just little table lamps.
Spotlight, yeah.
It's just a little table lamp. I don't know if you can see that. And they are from Argos. And these cost £5, I think, for these table lamps.
Yeah,
And it's just adjusting. Nick's probably laughing as he's talking about it.
I think he's
I think I suggested that to some
respecting.
people setting up in the past, so gone down the right route there, I think, yeah.
So I use table lamps and daylight bulbs from Robert Dias. These are LED daylight bulbs, and these are, I think they're like 14 quid each.
They're more than the lamp.
That was my first attempt at lighting. Again, it's still crap. It's not very good. That's oh god, that's awful. I've screwed it up.
No, not at all. Not at all.
So that was my first attempt, and I have 2 of those. So I usually have like one here and like another one here, like doing that kind of thing. It's crap. It works really good for product shots. Now I know that Nick's done something about product shots before with his little white cubey thing. I won't even get into that. But it works for that stuff.
Yeah.
But the other thing which is really, really cool is I picked up this 100 LED light.
Oh yeah, we've got one of those.
This is from Amazon.
Yeah.
Now this retails for about 25 quid, I think 20 quid. If you've got Amazon Prime like me, it's worth paying an extra £5 to get it the next day.
Yeah.
I think, because I'm lazy and
Yeah,
impatient.
I'm the same.
So I bought this. Now this has got the shoe adapter, so that just fits right onto the top of your camera. Like, oh god, I almost dropped the camera. So that just fits on there, which I can't actually do at this very moment in time because I have the grace of a trout. So, oh god, I'd never get a job on Blue Peter, would I? I'm still struggling.
Don't worry, we take your word for it that it goes on top. There's absolutely
That
fine.
goes on
Got
the
the
top
gist.
like that.
Looks
Did
wonderful.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that just sits on like that.
Yeah.
beautiful.
Now, when that screws on, I can just imagine Nick's face now.
No,
So that
you've
just
got
goes
one.
on.
Oh no.
That
It's
kind
good.
of just lights up.
No,
like
that's
that.
absolutely
That's
brilliant.
brilliant.
Have you got a temperature control on that as well? Because some of them do, don't they? They have a yellow
Yes.
bulb row and a white bulb row.
Yeah, it comes with a diffuser.
Oh yeah.
So that just slides in the front, like so. Oh, I actually did that first time. That's
Nice.
amazing.
Big
Um,
man.
Pro
So
now.
that just slides in the front, which obviously if you're going to use it, use the diffuser because
Yeah.
otherwise it's going to look stupid. But yeah, that comes with that, and it comes with a yellow temperature for warm, and it comes with a magenta one as well. I actually used the orange one
Yeah.
to cover up my electric alarm clock because the blue light is ridiculous. So by putting the orange in front of it,
Right, okay.
we kind of get a better night's sleep.
Good
That's a tip.
Good use. Yeah.
That's a tip for anybody, not just bloggers.
But that's what I use, and I think this is great. Now this is about 20 quid, and this is so bright. Like
That's
that's
incredible.
And just to show you how bright it is, I'm going to turn my little lamp off. So I've gone dark, and if I put that behind my laptop,
Wow.
that's really
Oh wow.
That's incredible.
super bright.
God,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, it's really bright. So you can dim it down and get the light level where it's perfect for you. I don't know. It works for me.
that's
It's
it.
cheaper than the
That's
beauty
really good.
ring. So
I
Yeah.
think that's what we're learning
good.
is that you don't need, to go out there and get like all the big lighting,
No.
different things. Everyone's got their own little setup, and that's kind of the fun of it as well, isn't
Yeah.
it? I think we were getting a comment through from the blog there, Harriet. Who did you just say is using the same lighting?
Lisa Prince.
Lisa
is
Prince,
using,
that's
yeah,
right,
She's
is
using
using
the desk lamp.
Some lamps as well to do
Okay.
her shot. So yeah, I think everyone's in the same position. But
Yeah.
I do like those camera lights that go on top of the camera, because you can use those for video and stuff as well as
Yeah.
Yeah,
well
they're
as
great.
flash photography. So no, it's
Yeah.
great.
the LED light is designed for video, so if you are a YouTuber or you do go to events and you do want to film, then that's more of the light that you kind of want to be going for rather than a bounce flash, because the LED light is constant. So if you kind of want to get your right pose, and you've got your camera on a tripod, or I usually rest mine, like if we're on top of my beauty drawers, which are by there somewhere, or hold it, so I can just constantly adjust and get my pose right and at least know what I'm doing without much effort. So it's better and it's cheap. Just get it.
Yeah. That's great. I mean, you mentioned there briefly, and I don't want to sort of be nosy, but you mentioned that your job is something to do with TV or lighting. I was just wondering what it is you do there in London.
Well, I work in production and I produce, and I also work in post-production as well, where we edit.
Oh, okay.
So a lot of people ask me, why don't you do YouTube? You should do YouTube. It's mainly because I have to deal with video like all day long.
Yeah.
And I have people that come in with like tape after tape, hard drive, like 4 weeks worth of filming.
Yeah.
That the last thing I want to do when I get home is, pick up a camera and then have to deal with more media
Yeah.
and more video files, because then my day will never end in but I never say never, and I've always said that when I get my teeth really sparkly white,
They're looking pretty sparkly already.
maybe I will.
I wouldn't let that hold you back.
No, absolutely not.
But
But
yeah.
we'll see. Maybe in
Yeah.
a couple of months.
I think Gary in the Cube feels a little bit the same when he does a lot of the editing and the videos here. Having said that, he has got
yeah. What are you on about?
he has
Did
been
you?
working on a side project which we want to show everyone when it comes out, because he's just been on a skiing holiday, so he's been doing a lot of
Showing
GoPro
off.
editing
Extreme
and stuff
selfies on the
for the
slopes.
Cube, but we'll be
Yeah,
bringing
Gary.
that to everyone
No one
soon.
shit, Gary.
Ems, it's been an absolute thrill talking to you. Fascinating to sort of hear your tips on photography. We're loving your blog. I just say keep it going. I couldn't believe
Oh,
that
definitely.
you were 2 months. You've only been doing it 2 months. It's absolutely awesome.
It's so professional. It's
Amazing.
honestly.
Yeah, keep it
Gorgeous.
going. We'd love to stay in touch. We're on Twitter all the time, and yeah, if you ever do feel like getting in touch or getting involved with the beauty crowd a bit more, we'd love to have you involved. It really is great work that you're putting out there. So it's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
We're going to send you some bits and pieces for being the blogger of the week.
Some
we won't send you any elf this time, because obviously you've got a big bundle there that you
Yeah.
won. But
Got
there's
plenty to be getting on with.
the more we're doing it now, and one of the ideas for sort of structuring the shows as a skincare show and a hair care show is that, you know, we're trying to obviously attract brands and PR companies to sort of send us in some samples that we can then get out to our sort of community. So, you know, we've got a few little sort of sneaky samples that are already coming in. So we'll get a couple of those out to you.
Oh, you guys are so sweet.
Oh, we try.
Yeah. No, it's been a real pleasure, and I think you've got to go about 8 o'clock, isn't it? So it's 5 minutes now to get ready. And Ford there, guys, check out My Pale Skin Beauty blog. What a great guest, you know.
Selfie extraordinaire.
Yeah, you know,
Amazing.
In fairness, I mean, she could take a photo with a disposable and look amazing, couldn't she?
Yeah,
I mean, let's face it, she's
she
beautiful.
could, but yeah, it's still great photos.
And that's kind of what we're doing with tonight. It's showing that you can how to do things with what you've got, and if it's a desk lamp, then perfect. If it's an arm, don't need a tripod.
I can't believe how cheap the light was, though. That amazed me.
I mean, if you think, it's just exactly how we roll here at BCTV. It's just like, before we had a sofa, we used the desks. Before we had, you know, a roller banner, it was just
a wall.
It was
just a wall and plugs. And you know, before you know it, we'll develop. We'll have more things. I think it makes it more interesting when, you know, you develop something there. You know, there's no point in going out and spending a fortune and to realise, oh, I'm not actually going to follow through. I'm not going to be doing this as much as I thought. You know, so. You know, there's no point in breaking the bank. People are doing it.
You don't need to now. I don't think you need to.
That kind of brings us quite neatly onto the whole platform discussion and debate, because it's whether you want to go for WordPress Pro over Blogger or Blogspot. Because that's the thing, isn't it? It's what kind of commitment do you want to go into? Are you going to be wanting, you know, there's so many options out there that you can go and throw money at it, or...
Loads of people are saying Blogspot in the chat.
Blogspot in the chat room they're all over it.
Which one connects with Google Plus like, easily?
That's Blogger.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. And you've got the Google Friend connector, so people can follow the blog just like so easy.
Yeah.
And this is the
I
thing.
think the only thing I found when I was reading up on these is that they said they're not so friendly with the other social platforms. They don't make it so easy for you.
What, Blogger?
But yeah, they are, obviously, for obvious reasons.
But what about YouTube?
Very,
is it all owned by Google then?
Yeah.
Is it,
Yeah.
So it does embed quite nicely into YouTube, but it is a bit tricky. You can't you've got to use all the different gadgets to get your Twitter feeds in there and stuff. It's not that.
Yeah.
It's not as
Sophia Ford.
friendly. No.
But yeah.
The Tattoo Tea Lady is saying that she uses Blogspot. Harriet sending a few things. Nobody has said WordPress yet.
Nobody.
Well, that's really interesting. No one has said WordPress at all.
So far, the people
question
that
I
we've
wanted to ask. Go on, name. Sorry.
Sorry, I was going to say, so far the people with Blogspot and Lisa Prince is throwing in Weebly, but the people with Blogspot tend to be saying it's the free element to it as well. It's
completely
it's the non-commitment side of things.
Yeah. Whereas
What's
WordPress,
that,
you tend to you pay for
You
get.
That's
with
the thing.
WordPress.
There's
If you want more-
limitations with WordPress, isn't there? I mean, we were talking earlier about plugins, and you do naturally. You're going to want to add your own little bits and bobs to WordPress,
Well,
and that's
especially
where
I
the money
think,
comes in.
you know, what it is you start off and and don't get me wrong, WordPress can make a beautiful, beautiful blog, but I think once you start and it starts off simple, you're going to see other blogs, you're going to think, I want to do this, and that's when the costs start mounting up because you're going to have to, upgrade, whereas, Blogspot have done it. Got it all there for you.
Which one can you link with your Twitter account? Because what I find is that I go and follow a lot of blogs, or I go and read a lot of blogs, but then when it comes to sort of following them, sometimes if it's a WordPress or if it's something else and I'm not signed in, then I don't bother. Whereas I think it's Blogspot that you can connect with Twitter.
I think, and I'm not 100% on this, and please tell me if I'm wrong, but I think WordPress you can just as part of its functions. Really great with the other socials. Blogspot, I think you have to interact with something called, is it? Oh goodness,
Blog Level?
FTTT something.
FTTP.
Yeah. Oh no.
Server.
But it's and that means and it does help with the social aspect. Then I think if you. I'm not, like I said,
If
don't
anyone
quote
knows
me
what
on this.
Naomi's talking about
But
now,
Decode Naomi.
But-
I'm doing a lot of vacant smiles.
the questions coming
You
in
know,
for you
I might
actually.
be talking rubbish, but when I was looking it up, I was trying to figure out, what are the pros and cons of these two, because especially nowadays, you can build, they were saying, especially with WordPress, you can build full-on websites with this, and it's such a huge sort of presence on the internet now. Blogs, it's definitely the way to go.
So yeah, My Pale Skin, she's using Blogger for
this
that.
is exactly what we were saying, because some Blogspot blogs that you look at, and when we've looked at it ourselves, it is a little bit limiting on the first impressions. So you think, oh, my blog's going to look very much like anyone else's.
They don't have so many themes, do they, to roll with?
So you have got to be a little bit nifty with it. But because I looked at Em's blog and I was like, oh, this is such a lovely looking blog. It's a really fresh blog. She's got the anchored menu bar.
Oh, the sticky
very
menu,
nice.
love a sticky menu.
And then you scroll to the bottom, Powered by Blogger. I was like, well, that's proof that you know, with a little bit of fiddling
trickery.
around, you assume straight away. Yeah, straight away.
I think a lot of the blogs that we're seeing, like there is sort of quite a bit of knowledge that people have, whether it be like HTML or is that what you need to know, HTML or
Well,
CSS?
yeah, if you want to customize, it depends how much you want to customize. I mean, WordPress has got a vast amount of themes already there free for you if you want to just use one of them. But for a more personalized website, I think Blogspot, as far as I know, I think you can customize. You can tweak the CSS and HTML a lot more and make it more your own if you're willing to put the work in. And it, by the looks of some of the blogs, it's definitely.
Frozy Rose is saying Blogspot. Lisa Princess said Weebly. Is that another blog?
Weebly's another platform.
One that hasn't been mentioned, but it's Tumblr, isn't it?
Tumblr, I've seen some beautiful Tumblr
That
blogs.
tends to be quite like a lot of
image heavy
blogs.
A lot of photographers tend to blog over at Tumblr.
Sophia Ford is using Blogspot. How much do these guys have to know about sort of like web design to sort of develop a unique
Again,
look?
I think they make it available for everybody because you could, especially with this is the argument. I mean, with WordPress, you can go in with no real knowledge. They don't make it very hard for you to sign up. They don't, it's not tricky at all. It's very, very friendly to use, and of course. And you can come up with something really lovely on there without knowing we're not tech savvy at all, and you don't really have to touch any HTML or anything like that then.
Yeah.
But when it comes to, like I said, it's exactly the situation. If you see other blogs, you want a bit of that, you want a bit of this. And you learn it as you go along then. You start Googling it, you figure it out.
Yeah, sort of like bringing in widgets, having like the banners down the side and things like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It makes a hell of a difference, but it's good for your knowledge.
Because I'd like to have a blog, but I want it to look amazing, and I don't have a clue how to sort of do that. So it's a case of maybe getting someone to sort of design it, and then I think, well,
I think it's good for the soul to do it yourself, Neil. Get in there.
I think it is.
Get familiar
I
with
much enjoy
yeah.
sort
My
of
tactic is I
research.
leave things pretty much unpublished for as long as humanly possible, so I'm just like playing around.
I just whip this up.
and then I'm like, oh, there we go. Saturday
I
afternoon.
did start a
create this
Tumblr blog
masterpiece.
about 7 years ago, and now I can't remember how to log into it. So it's just it's
I do that
out
with
there.
loads of
It's with
things,
one
yeah.
post of how I started in my garage, and that's it.
And off
There's
it. No one
nothing
knows what
else.
happened
So you can actually get out there
Where
and
does the
find
story
that
go?
Beauty Baron on Tumblr, and yeah, if you can help me get into it, that would be great, because I don't know what I'm doing with it.
If someone could hack into it, please. That'd be brilliant. Yeah.
But,
we
comments
got
coming through.
Lisa Prince saying about with regards to connecting to different things and commenting. She's saying she always has problems with commenting on a lot of WordPress blogs. She has all of her networks added to her blog, so whenever she posts something, it auto goes to her Twitter, Blog Lovin', Facebook, etc. So that's the thing. It's whether you want that automation to go like pew pew pew, goes everywhere, just like that. And obviously Weebly works perfectly for Lisa for that kind of thing. But it is frustrating, and obviously the Elf Cosmetics blog is hosted on WordPress, and we're constantly having the conversation of, are we restricting it? Because if you haven't got WordPress, how do you log in? And then you can sign up with an email address. You don't necessarily need to be a blogger, but we're all about breaking down those barriers, isn't it? And I guess bloggers are trying to do the exact same, letting as many people interact with their blog and things as possible. So
Yeah, because you do want comments, don't you? You want people feeding back
yeah,
as much as
course.
possible, you know. And most people do ask the same question, like if they reviewed an Elf product, you know, they'll ask at the end, have you reviewed Elf? What do you think? You know.
yeah, exactly.
And that sort of interaction is always great, you know. And all of them offer it. It's just a case of
It's right, and it's
figuring
such,
it out
it's such a
half the time.
commitment though, isn't it? Because you don't want to be doing well on your blog and then having to shift, you know, platform and lose all your followers. So
is that what happens, I suppose? Yeah.
Yeah, like we experienced because the Elf blog was once hosted on Blogspot, and then for design changes we switched it over to WordPress, and they don't make it easy.
You can get a
and
number
do
of these
those.
sort of
well,
like...
they don't want you to leave. So
You can get these sort of websites now. I signed up to one called like Rebel Mouse, and basically you can add feeds into it. So I can say my Twitter feed, my Facebook page, my Pinterest, my Instagram, it all sort of feeds into one sort of... It looks a little bit like Pinterest, but it makes a feature post. So Rebel Mouse, it's called, and it really aggregates, and it almost, you can create like a blog look without actually having to sort of post individual things there. It just sort of aggregates from your,
brilliant.
your sort of social media feed, and you can even embed that feed into your blog as well, which is quite a good one that I've been dabbling with at the moment. Yeah, rebelmouse.com. Maybe
cool.
bring it up on the screen in a bit, but
Talking of
You've
making
lost it, have you?
things very, very easy, there was a blog that
I've been trying.
we came across, and they're actually for a more of a photo side things, which we'll come to talk about with you. But honestly, there is, and it is, God, I've got too many names at the moment, but it is Beautiful Solutions blog.
Sending it again.
Now that is honestly one of the, from my point of view, one of the most informative blogs when it comes to setting things up that I've ever come across, and beautifully presented. This is a post about using PicMonkey, which is something we'll come back to create a banner. But we've also got down the bottom, all the way down here. Oh, no, all the way up here. Right, and it's literally how to start a beauty blog. And this is probably one of my favourite blogs that I've read in a long time. And it is so simple and so easy to follow. You could literally sit yourself down, cup of tea, with a vision to setting up a blog, and you'd be done by the afternoon. It is brilliant, and I direct everybody over to Beautiful Solution blog if you want to know about
Stacey.
setting things up. Yeah. It is absolutely fab. And this is one of many
She's
posts
chosen
like
blog spot.
yeah, so she's using blog, but that's the thing. And like Naomi said, you like having a little dig around and looking at certain things that are going to work for you. I think it's Stacey. Stacey literally lays everything out for you, so it is so easy to just tick through the boxes, set everything up. It was brilliant, really, really, really
that's
good.
Great. Get over and check that out, and yeah, a really nice blog, and you can see the type of sort of capabilities there, and I guess like she's got 2,100 members, but then I guess it's the tools that you use. You can, like, this blog loving thing is very well, everyone's getting that
Everyone's
now,
on
isn't
it, yeah.
She's got 3,000 sort of followers on Blog Loving, so it's cool that there are these type of tools out there that no matter which platform you choose, you can.
Oh, I think all of them are. I mean, they're all.
Is Blog Loving
They're all keeping up with each
an
other.
option if you? Can you write your blog on Blog Loving, or is it just that you have to have a blog to then go there?
I think you do.
If anyone knows,
I think that is. Yeah, I think it's just a case of.
It's like a sharing platform for
Yeah.
your blog, and you can also, like, say if I had 3 or 4 blogs, you could follow me on Blog Loving, and you would follow all of those blogs.
Ah, right. Okay.
So it's like a bringing together of your creative, which is really cool. And it's also one of those things that, again, makes it really easy for people to interact and what have you. So
yeah, Sophia Ford is mentioning PicMonkey in the site there. We had the blog up there. Did you want to sort of just bring it up?
we'll go back and
PicMonkey
have a
is the
look.
site I used for editing photos. I used it to lighten and crop images. Lisa Prince is saying she preferred Photo Bucket, but PicMonkey is good for tags and such.
PicMonkey. Now, obviously, this is you've got 2 stages of PicMonkey. You've got the normal, free to access, and then you've got the royal.
Royal.
I know, royal. Literally, the royal features have crowns, and we all know I'm partial to a crown. So, but yeah, you can pay for extras, and that's different, like stamps, different tools, different filters, all sorts. But PicMonkey is honestly, it's just basic. Because I know sometimes some people will invest in Photoshop, and then it can look pretty daunting when you first.
I think Photoshop is. You know, you don't need it now. I mean, unless you're going to use it professionally, I don't think it's necessary. There's so many websites out there. There's so many apps out there that can help you.
Is PicMonkey an app for your phone? Is it?
No, it actually only works on desktops at the moment. But honest, it's really easy. You just upload an image, or start with a blank canvas, and you can bring images in. So if you want to make a collage or whatever. You can, and then you got a really, really good selection of fonts on there, so you can.
Is that the one that Carmen used once with the sort of?
Oh no, that was different. That was that was Poly something.
No.
I'm looking Polyvore. I'm looking at Harriet. Yeah, Polyvore. The collage app. This is much more of like a really basic Photoshop.
Right, okay.
I know what you're
like
talking about now. I'm catching up.
So you've got you can do anything from cropping to resizing to filters to adding text. So, I mean, you can see Stacey's blog and you can follow through. She takes you through how to set up a banner for the top of your website, and then she's created things different colours, different fonts. But really, for what you need, certainly if you're setting up your blog, or if you just want to go for something basic, PicMonkey payment free is going to be the one for you.
That's
I think.
Fantastic.
And it is a brilliant plan. I use it myself for certain different things, and just for
I've never heard of it.
zhuzhing up a Facebook post.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. It's really good. And obviously, if you're not familiar with it at all, check out Stacey's blog.
Yeah, Stacey's got some really informative stuff, and it is worth mentioning that she also does a lot of product reviews.
Yes, yeah,
she's recently sort of done an Andrew Barton product review for blonde hair. That's an interesting product. I've never heard of Andrew Barton before.
Andrew Barton. I had an Andrew Barton shampoo, and it was, sorry Andrew, it was the worst smelling shampoo. And I love. Why did you
buy it?
I bought it from Tesco's. I've bought quite a few of his products, and I've never had a bad one. But this shampoo, and it was for blonde hair when I was blonde. It had a really funny smell to it. Really unpleasant smell.
I'm just scanning this blog to see if there's
not
any.
a very good lager.
Must have been in the back of Tesco's.
Yeah, it was not enjoyable at all. But never mind. I'm sure Andrew will come back from the bar smelling.
Who's this shampoo?
He's like, hang on. How dare she not like my shampoo? On the topic of images, shall we go over to the wonderful Nick about the editing?
Yeah, let's.
Oh, he's excited.
He's been waiting, poised and waiting.
He's got a special cam and everything for it.
I have. I've got my own little dedicated camera next to me here today. So when I start bringing stuff up on my phone, you can have a look at what I'm doing. So take some pics of you.
No. Selfies, Nick. It's all about selfies.
Selfies. Don't talk to me about selfies. That selfie song has been stuck in my head all day.
I haven't heard this song.
Perhaps you should do our own version of Let Me Take a Selfie.
Just don't bother. Don't listen to Radio 1 in the mornings because it is on between 8:30 and 9 every morning. And they're getting celebrities to do it and stuff.
The celebrities are brilliant.
I love it.
Has it got a dance with it as well? Is it?
Oh, I don't know. Is it? I've only heard it on the radio.
Oh no, just vocal. I thought it was a bit like that
really
one.
Annoying. It's like so annoying. It's stuck in your head.
It sounds like the shuffle.
A little bit like that. It's a bit like bonkers. And then it's just I'm like a mum and it's a bit bonkers. Yeah. And then they're like, let me take a selfie.
Like that, you know?
Should we do a...
We should do... We wanted to do a Harlem Shake.
What we could do is a cross between a selfie song and a Harlem Shake, and maybe try and...
Harlem selfie.
Harlem selfie.
We'll go through, we'll set a trend. People will know what's
it here first. So yeah, if you're keen to see us do that, maybe we'll donate something to charity. For us not to do it, you know, perhaps.
Please, for God's sake, don't.
But yeah, Nick's been looking at apps, hasn't he? You know, so this is where we're sort of, you know, keeping the sort of tech stuff going, and we've tried to sort of bring it a bit more specific to photography, isn't it? You know, and talking about
PicMonkey.
PicMonkey, but you know, apps on the phone that can be useful for blogging and And
For those without
is that what we're going to
Can.
talk about now?
Yeah. I mean, I think you mentioned earlier, Amy, not everyone can afford to get even a camera or say like a nice SLR or anything. But most people have got a nice phone camera these days. Most people have got smartphones, especially if you're a blogger. You're going to have a smartphone for all your social stuff. But there's loads, literally hundreds of thousands of different apps you can download now for editing photos, doing really clever things with photos. There's stuff that's made for people that take selfies and for bloggers as well. So today, me and some of the people in the office and the girls down in the shop as well, been having a little play around, seeing what apps are good for doing that. So
yeah, let's have a look.
I kind of shortlisted some. I've got 6 different ones. One's a bit of a wild card.
One of them's my favourite.
It's
The wild
a
card.
fun one. So
Maybe you should put your password in before we go to the.
there we go.
Yeah.
It's in.
Hands out like a pin.
It's in.
It's been
We're all about
worrying me all
security
day.
these days.
People are going to know Nick's password. So I get really concerned. There we go.
Fine. Right. There we
So
go.
hopefully
So
people can see that.
you can see my phone, I think, nice and clearly now. So the first one I wanted to look at is a piece of software I use every day on my computer. But basically, Adobe have developed Photoshop Express to be used on phones and tablets. And a brilliant feature
How
with
much
this.
is this app, Nick?
This app is 69 pence.
I thought you were going to say £69
I
and I was
thought-
about to
No,
go,
no,
like,
no,
you
no.
what?
69.
I think there's an extended version for like $2.99 as well, but that's the same with most apps these days. They always have different ones, don't they?
Yeah.
You can get this one, and if there's a feature in it you need to unlock, then you can get that as well. So
Clever.
that's fine. But one of the great things about this is when you edit your pictures, whereas most phone apps will
Oh,
compress.
God. Oh, thanks, Nick.
No, they're lovely
That's my
for
makeup, and then there's my no makeup
Yeah.
selfies right there.
I
Because my phone broke.
I'm sorry.
Brilliant.
Because
We'll
you
have to
love a
make
good
that up.
selfie.
Yes, I
That
love
was
a
it.
good selfie. Just to remind Nick where I am.
So
I know
sorry.
is that a picture you've taken yourself, Nick?
That was a picture I took a couple of weeks back. That's a beach down the bottom of our road.
That's not done on your phone, though, is it?
That's not on my phone. That's on my
so
camera.
We're cheating a bit, isn't it?
Well, no, it's more about the apps than the photos.
Yeah,
but
okay.
I just picked, with the great thing about editing in this with your phone is most of the apps will compress your photos. So as soon as you touch something to add a filter or change your photo in any way, when you go to resave that, it compresses the image to be for the resolution for mobile. So if you were to go and upload it to a blog, then you're going to get a bit of pixelation, a bit of grain, and it's not going to look so nice. So for like the basic kind of photo editing, that's what this is great for, because it will keep the resolution your original photos at.
That's really interesting.
So that's why, I mean, this photo was taken with an SLR and I downloaded it to the phone at full res, so I can edit it in this, save it off, and it will still be at the resolution that my camera took.
Yeah. So that picture that you've got there, has that already had something done to it, or that's the shot, the raw shot, and then you've just put a filter on it? Just quickly, scan through what we might do, the options.
Well, the first thing it brings up is the different filters, but
it's more of a practical app. This,
you have a lot of your general things that you're used to with Photoshop. So you can change your exposure, your contrast, increase highlights and shadows, and all those work in a similar sort of way to what they do on Photoshop as well. So it's really good. If you know Photoshop, it's a brilliant app to have. When you're on the go, you might not have access to your.
I mean, looking at it there, when there's these two are kicking off already. I think you should bring up Naomi's. Oh right,
It's not me.
It's not Naomi.
No.
It's not Naomi's. It's the what? Oh, hang on. What am I doing? I want to try and
Are we
hide
going
this.
to Amy's screen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, the wonderful Lisa Prince has sent in a selfie using an app.
My God.
That is incredible. I'm not
Oh
sure.
my
What's the
God.
app called? Do we know what the app's called?
Something wonderful.
Is it
Age-
Oldify?
Age booth.
Age booth.
Booth.
Yeah.
Oldify.
That is.
I can imagine one called that.
Oh,
I think it does exist.
That's incredible.
oh, I want to go at that because does it sort of remove more hair like as well? You sort of get bored as well because I'm dying to know what I'm going to look like.
That is incredible.
That's
That is
amazing.
brilliant.
Maybe we should all have a go at it and tweet it out.
Let's say
after.
yes.
Definitely,
Well,
we'll all ageify.
But we were just talking about
Sorry,
the
Nick, I'm
because
sorry.
I think this is the most sort of practical app that people can use. You've got some fun ones there. I mean,
Yeah.
well, I was just going to say, there's so many of these sort of apps out there at the moment. If you want to get it back up, it seems quite intuitive. You know, these days, you know, with Instagram and different things like that.
Yeah.
People,
yeah.
it's quite familiar with the sort of different filters. And
Yeah, I
and
mean, all the
cropping
same
and-
terms are used across all the different photo editor apps. So people know what contrast is, you know what exposure is, things like that. So it doesn't take 5 seconds to learn how to use any of the apps. It's just really what you prefer using.
Can you do a photo and then add depth of field in later, or?
Yes, you can. Even Instagram does that actually.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of a cheap way of doing it. You kind of it kind of blurs out. I think you get a circle option, so you put basically a circle shape within your square,
My
and that's your
HTC
focal
did
point.
that.
Or you get a kind of a panoramic one then, which is kind of it will create a depth of field across. Like say like a horizon. Then if you're taking a picture of a beach, you could have like the beach and the horizon in focus, and then the sky and the sand, and that will go out of depth then. So yeah,
That's great for beach bloggers, but
beach bloggers, yeah. But then faces as well. I mean, you've got the circle there. You could put the circle around your face, and then obviously your surroundings will blur out then, so you'll get that kind of that depth of field effect with that then. So,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, yeah. So the that's the Adobe Photoshop app, is it?
Yep, that's what it's called. Yeah,
69 pennies.
69 pence.
Oh,
I think
okay.
I think it's got 5 stars as well.
Cheaper than
And
Photoshop.
it is on iOS and Android as well, so that's
It's
on
always
both.
good to know.
So
That's it. Me and you,
I'm not
Harry,
being-
can get it.
I'm not being iPhone biased.
Good.
I've been told I'm not allowed to do
No.
that.
Can't neglect. We're inclusive at Beauty Group.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
But, yeah.
Quality. It's all
So,
about quality.
The next one I've got, I've chosen my favourite photo editor, which is Vintique, and they've recently redesigned this for the new like flat graphic look that Apple have gone for as well. So, and I think it's really helped the app. It's made it a lot easier to use.
Is this just on our
Do you think that
iPhone?
turquoise
This is-
colour works though in the design?
It's not as
Cyan
turquoise
microphone
as
light
it looks
on
on the
this.
camera. I think it's just the lighting. It is.
To be fair, I can vouch for that because it's a bit more minty green.
Right,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, it's a bit more
Nice
minty
green.
green than what you can see there, but very easy. You can take a picture straight into it, or go into your camera roll again. You can set your aspect ratio, so you can set it square if you're going to be going to Instagram straight after this, or keep.
So does that like take you back in time then? Does it, or vintages up the photo, or what does it do?
Well, with this one, it's a general photo editor again.
Oh,
Because
Nick,
there you
for
go.
crying out
Let's get
loud.
Naya up there. We need a face, don't we?
Yeah, okay.
Or you can take one of me if you
No,
want.
that's fine.
Yeah, let's take a live photo of the Baron.
Right, don't save. Right, let's do this. Who wants to be on the first one then?
I'll have a go.
Neil can do it.
There we go.
I
Right,
forced a smile.
That was
like
natural.
it's a forced smile. There
I'm
we
so
go.
happy to be here.
So you should see him on screen now. Straight away, as soon as
There
you're
we
taking a
are.
photo,
Look how proud he is.
nice and happy there. Yeah. Straight away, it goes
love
into
the
the
look
editor with your photo. So and basically straight away, that they've given you kind of different filters, but they've called them different like film names, which is quite nice little vintagey sort of
Oh,
feature.
can
So
you
you've
take
got-
me back to the Great Gatsby
So,
then?
I'm not sure what Gatsby would be on here, to be
Oh,
honest.
nice
But
effects.
you got like Warm Day, Fresh Mind. So
Oh.
they've obviously made up their own different filter names in there. But
Probably a couple of
they're
copyright
quite-
things in
they're-
there, that's why.
they're quite nice filters that they've got on here, because some of them can be a bit over
Are
the
all
top.
the filters are included then when you get the app, or you'll have to buy
I
some?
think there are extra ones that you can get, but they don't make a big thing of it. They don't say, "Oh, right." They won't put on the slider ones that you click on and then realise you have to buy them. It's like an extra thing that you can go
And what's
into.
that slider on there? Is that to sort of
This slider is
adjust
the
intensity? is it?
intensity of the filters, which again is a feature that a lot
That's
of them
quite unique.
a lot of them won't do,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
a lot of filters can just go a bit over the top and overexpose
I like
photos.
this one. This is nice.
So this one
Yeah.
can change that.
It
You've
makes
got
me look good.
Makes you look
Hey,
good. Yeah,
it's a
that's
good photo.
Gives you a bit of
not so much
tan.
there. I think
That's the
that-
idea.
I think I look
Yeah.
a bit. I've been in a spray tan.
you've got your
10 out of 10.
you've got your general editing settings here as well. So your contrast,
make me look
brightness,
good, Nick.
vibrance, and everything there. You've got your vignette there as well, so you can add that onto the photo to give it a bit of a burnt effect around the edge.
That is,
Oh,
do you know,
Um,
if it wasn't for the Mac, I'd swear that photo came from the 50s.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what you want. That's what you wanted, wasn't it? So you're going vintage. You got frames on here. You can add text overlaying on the image as well.
Oh.
Yeah, it's really good, and then you can save it off nice and simply. You can post straight to Instagram from here as well, so you don't have to go through
that's
that, which is quite nice.
Winning.
And you can integrate your Facebook and Twitter and stuff with it as well. So.
And what's the little red button at the bottom?
Little red button. That's what I just pressed to bring that up. So
Oh,
it's
okay,
basically I'm finish editing button, and
So can you
Nice.
tweet that out now? And
yeah, I can tweet that out now. Yeah, if I've got my Twitter, I think it is logged in. So
Oh,
it
I might
should-
see another
That's
password
we're
now.
getting, we're getting guys in the chat room here telling
There you
us
go.
about Frozy Rose and Ashley Teenan have said, has anyone tried Snapseed? Frozy Rose has said she tried it a while back and wasn't that keen, but yeah, I don't know if anyone's got other apps that they want to sort of share
Well,
Yeah.
with us.
one that
let
has
us
been
know.
brought to our attention is Sophia Ford has highlighted A Beautiful Mess. Now, they're a blog which I follow. I follow them a lot on Pinterest. They're absolutely gorgeous photography on there. And a lot of homers, which I enjoy.
Like home.
I like a good cushion. Now, they've created their own app, which has got a lot of filters, a lot of like add-on graphics, a lot of
Ooh.
text. There's a token picture of a pug.
I'm
I'm
my
happy.
favourite. I think that's my
It is.
favourite.
It's really. It looks really
Oh, there's
cool.
the
They're the
pug, it's
pug.
Oh,
So you've got the add-on text feature, like Nick was saying, on that app as well. But it looks really cool.
Are they taken on a phone?
Yeah, well, I'm not sure, but they're edited on the phone. The app is available
Oh.
on iPhone and on Android as well. So and
love
Windows,
this
I think the announcement on this particular one. But it's just very cute, like very nice.
Oh, I like that.
You know,
Very
most of
nice.
these
Oh, I
apps, do
like
they
that.
have a separate one for iPad then, or?
Sometimes I've seen that they do, but sometimes normally iPhone and iPad tend to, from my experience anyway, tend to
I mean,
work
you
on
can
both.
download the iPhone ones on an iPad, but then if it hasn't
to
been
zoom in.
optimized for
Yeah.
iPad, then you have to zoom in and it looks pixelated.
It doesn't
so
always
it's nice
follow
to
the
use, but
spin either, does it? Which
It
is
doesn't
always
always
fun.
follow the spin, yeah. I think Photoshop, has been made for pretty much everything, so if you download that on your tablet, then it will be the right size and everything. But
It's coming up to 8:30 now, guys. I mean, I think we should have a quick reminder of the competitions because obviously the Wildfire app was given away by
Yeah.
Amy earlier, but there is
Thanks,
still
Amy.
opportunities to win, and this is how it happens. Winners will be announced on the beautycrowd.com blog/blog. I was trying to do a professional bit
Trying
there,
to do
like,
the
Nice.
trying to do
the
like
smooth
I was trying to learn
transition.
from Ray Carpenter there, but it
You're
obviously
doing all right. I
it
think you're doing
actually
well.
backfired. But
It's because
yeah.
we've got the tall cam in the corner.
Yeah,
It's like,
hello,
hi, camera.
no, sorry. I've lost it now, guys. You're gonna
all
have to
right,
We've
help me
lost
out.
it.
it's all right.
Okay, this is what we're here for.
Someone throw me a towel.
We've gone through a couple of the app tips. One thing that I wanted to talk about was last night where are we? Over there. One of the conversations I was having in the B-Blogger chat last night with a couple of bloggers was about if you have any tips for fellow bloggers. And I got speaking to another lovely Amy from a little koala blog, and I can tell you about her as well. She's absolutely gorgeous blog, really, really lovely blog.
This is a
And
great
she
blog.
actually tweeted me a link to her blog, which was literally seven tips for beginner bloggers. And it was absolutely one of the most useful things I've seen. She just goes through the simple things, like someone's got to say it.
That's a great photo for us.
It's a lovely photo, isn't it? Good background as well.
She's on it with the photos.
So as you can see as well, that features Amy's lovely little logo for a blog as well, which I think is very, very cute. But yeah, she just goes through things like saying be original, not generic. Don't talk about yourself too much. Get your blog design sorted. So again, agreeing with the importance of the look of the blog. Jump into social media. Couldn't agree more. Learn basic photography skills. Don't force it and don't expect too much too quickly. I think she's kept it really concise. She's kept it really clean, and I honestly, it's just easy. You know exactly. You can go off then. You know, it's like one of the things which I thought was interesting is the fact that she said, don't expect too much too quickly, and I think that's what some bloggers do expect. You think, I've written a blog now. Come on, followers. Come on, comments, and you come. And she's saying, like, don't expect it overnight. It will take a bit of time, and it's nice to say it, because I can quite imagine if you set up a blog and it's a couple of weeks, maybe a couple of days, and you haven't had anything, you think, no one wants it.
The thing is, you've got to follow the other tips that she talks about. Like, you've got to hit it in social media and really read other blogs and share your blog, because you know, without doing that, if you can sit around forever and you're never going to get more followers. So you know, you've got to sort of go out there, see what others are doing. Mostly, you know, if you're just going to go out there and meet new friends, like go to a blogger event, you know, get in touch with brands as well. Like, you know, we get people through on the Elf blog, you know, Elf, and we get some which are sort of like, oh, I've started a blog, and there's like one post on there, and
I'm thinking of starting a blog, and it's like, oh well.
You know, okay, we love sending out freebies. You know, we do loads of competitions and giveaways, but at the end of the day, you want to see a bit of effort there. So if you've just doing some regular posts, getting things going, and it's the same, I think, for your reader as well, isn't it? You want to see that. One of the first things I look at is when was the last time they posted.
Yeah.
You know, if that's a couple of months ago or a year ago, you're going to be like, well, they're not active anymore, isn't it?
And the problem is, as we're aware, the blogging world is pretty busy. There are a lot of people out there.
God,
so you need to be the one to make yourself stand out. It's like, when you're approaching brands, you go to them and you give them every bit of stats you've got under the sun. It's like, this many people are looking at my blog, this many people are commenting, these are the things I'm writing about. That's what you want to see, because it's then you're being looked at in conjunction with 10, 20 other blogs, and you need to go, actually, no, Naomi's blog, we're going to do something special.
I think you can tell the people who are passionate about what they do. They're not just doing it to have mounds of people. They're doing it because they love what they're talking about, they love what they're doing, and they are the people you want to give to, because they're giving, so much to the
I don't know if you can see my screen anymore, guys. It's gone, is it? Harriet's sending loads of stuff through on Skype here, and my screen has gone down, so it's the second technical issue of the evening. But you've got a question. Ask Naomi, what are the most appealing colours to use when starting a bee blog?
Oh, now.
Now we've opened a can of worms.
Oh, now. I'm all for colour, love colour. But I would always say keep it so simple to begin with. Keep it very, very clean, very, very concise. And the thing is, it's you. Your blog is you. So whatever colours you love, drop it in everywhere, but keep it clean. Just always keep it clean, and put your personality in your photographs and in little shots of colour and in your writing style. But I don't think a colour is. It's got to be.
Yeah, it's got to be your favourite, your personal colour.
Would
pastels,
you recommend
I think, look
I love a
blogs,
pastel.
though. I think if you're going to go
but
for
if
one.
you go too light, you can't. They don't work. They don't.
That question was from Ali on Twitter, so big shout out to Ali. Sophia Ford has sent something through about this a beautiful mess.
Yeah, that was the one that we took the look at just now. The filter. But with Ali is actually one of our loyal BCTV viewers, and she is thinking of setting up a blog herself, and is looking for tips. So I wondered, actually Harriet wondered, whether we could get all of our fabulous followers to tweet Ali a little bit of advice about what they would say about starting a blog. So
Yeah.
If you've got any tips for Ali about starting it, whether you've got a bit of colour suggestions as well, like Naomi, send them through to @AliW33. That's ALIW33. So send them through to her on Twitter. I'm sure she'd appreciate
That's a great idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
But-
do connect, and we can follow those tweets as well if anyone's doing
Yeah.
it.
See how
do
you're
that.
getting along, Ali. We can bring.
Yeah.
You might be
Post
blogger of
it.
the week one day.
I don't know if you've got the link there, but Frozy Rose has sent in a picture of her pug.
Oh, I've obviously
Oh,
got it
my,
on my
of
screen.
course.
So
He's
we've
literally
got to have a bit of
Haley's
dog
background.
Look at that guy.
literally the best.
Look at his eye. It's just, that is a brilliant pug.
Sebastian.
Oh.
Best name, best face. Look at that. I love him.
He looks so offended. You stuck your hand in his face. Why are you doing that to me?
What filter has she used on that one?
It's a vintage filter. Got
Looks
the
cool.
yellow on there.
What a great, I'm sure he's a right little terror.
It's so cute.
It does look like you're taking him by surprise.
He's like,
there.
Brilliant. If you've got pictures, of any, send in your pictures, guys. We love to see your
Especially
selfies,
if you-
your pet teas, or
Harriet's gone, she loves the pug.
photos of anything really that we'd love to see it. Nick, should we go on to another one now?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do. I'll just put my password back in again.
Safety first.
If I thought about this, I would have deactivated it before the show. But
Nobody wants to
There
get
we
the
go.
phone. Don't
It's
worry
been
about
on my
it.
So,
mind
I
all
mean-
day, I'll be honest.
I've got a few here, but one of the other ones I really wanted to talk about was one called Fonto. And I think by the name you can kind of tell what it's about. It's like a text
I can.
overlaying app. And
Fonto.
you can
Oh.
see that I've been having a play around in it earlier.
This is a designer's
there we go.
dream, isn't it, with all these fonts
Oh,
there.
It's amazing because it's not just a photo editor. You've got your filters and everything in there, but it's got a really good like text overlay tool, which is the main feature of it.
You can even
But
use that to make a logo for your blog just to get started.
Yeah,
can't you?
definitely.
Like,
Yeah.
the font selection that this app has is the best I think I've ever seen in an app.
Is it free, this app?
It's 69 pence, but bearing in mind some of the fonts in here are £20-30 normally to download on your computer.
Yeah.
It's definitely worth your money. I mean, there's some fonts on here that I've looked at today that I didn't even know existed. Some of them are absolutely amazing. Some really nice script fonts in here as
You can
well.
see how
Oh, he's
exciting
loving
it
those
is.
fonts.
It's so many, you can't even just pick
He's
one.
I can't pick anything, but there's loads
Look at
there.
Cool.
You can easily change your text.
What's this one called again? Fonto.
Fonto.
I'm going to get this
Cool
one
name.
actually. This is,
Oh, and that's
They've
another
just-
little tip I would like to tell people with their blogs: do not go over font heavy. Keep a lovely accent font and
Yeah.
keep the rest simple. But you can get some beautiful fonts, but don't get carried away. I
With
think
what?
that's
That's
the
more. I
biggest.
think that's more to you.
Don't get carried away, Nick.
how do you mean?
Well, the thing is,
Simple.
when you go into things like this, you want all of it. And people do tend to use one here, one here, one here, one here, one here, one here. And I think the professional ones, you can see, they've done it beautifully. I think they've found one they like and used that and then kept the rest very, very simple. And I think it's really important for clarity and to make it look
And you can
professional.
change the colours of them and everything.
You can change everything with
Look
it.
at
It's
that.
brilliant.
Oh,
You
it's
can
going
even
to
you
sky.
can even change the opacity
Oh,
there, so
oh.
you can kind of make it look like
you
it's
can't
almost
keep
like
it
he does
simple
this for
with
a
this
living.
blog, this one.
No, it's
I really
it's
like
brilliant.
this.
I've
This
had a
is
real
cool.
play with it today, and it's
Good.
it's good with keeping the quality of the picture.
I'm going to make a
which is
Beauty
important.
Baron logo later.
There we go.
it.
Yeah, no, definitely, it's a really good design tool, that one. Another one I did want to actually talk about as well, which was recommended by
Chelsea, was it?
Chelsea
And
from
Amy.
the
Elf
Cardiff Elf store, yeah. A bit of a controversial one as well, because it is kind of a selfie app, but it's called Beauty Plus. And I didn't realise I was still in there, sorry now.
Oh, right, yeah.
Oh, you look so pretty.
But you can kind of see from this,
I
it's,
purposely given myself a more egg-shaped head. And I've slimmed my cheek. Look
It
at
is
those
coming
cheek-
up to Easter.
Look at those cheekbones as
I think when you and I had a play with this earlier, you were trying to do something outrageous rather than make yourself look
Your eyes are
beautiful.
huge.
weren't you?
Well, I wouldn't say outrageous, Nick. Don't overdo it. Right?
You look
I
outrageous.
was trying to slim my face down a little bit, and it went a little bit alien-like. So I decided to sort of, bring the head in as well to sort of to go with that. But
But this one's had, I mean, it's had over 10 million downloads on Android alone. I haven't even looked at iOS.
is it free?
It is free, or you
Ooh.
can pay to get some more
Yeah.
features with it, like most of
Like
They're
them.
clever like that
actually
these days. The apps, how they monetize, isn't it? Because
They're like, you can
I-
have this.
Little
I always
taster.
get those
Yeah.
things because I think, oh, if it's been free, I want to see what that looks like, and then you never use it again. But
Yeah,
it sounds like one of those ones that you can have a laugh with. Having said that, if you want, you can do some proper stuff with it, can't you? Like slim the face, touch. Can we have a look at you actually editing? Maybe
Shall I
someone
take
else?
another one, or
Yeah, let's get Naomi on there,
let me go back? Let me
Thanks, Neil.
Right
or,
there.
or
we
maybe
go.
a selfie of Nick.
Yeah, Nick.
Go on,
You,
Nick.
yeah,
Go on,
okay.
at least
Go.
you can.
Oh, Nick. You'll be singing, let me take a
Right.
selfie
Look
now.
at me.
Don't start saying that, please.
There he is.
Look at that, he's enjoying
Oh, he's so
himself.
happy.
Really happy chap
Love
Is
there.
that a
Yeah.
new hairstyle for today's show?
No,
You need a
I just got a bit of a boof going on. It's I need a haircut.
My background brush is
But yeah,
on this one.
the first thing you can do with it is adjust the temperature, because it's the main problem with phones. A lot of your, say in daytime light, your photos will look blue, so this is a quick way they let you chuck a bit of colour straight
Right.
in. Once you've done that, then you can get into the fun stuff. That's taking another picture.
That's never the most flattering when you realise that the camera's facing you.
There we go.
You're like,
So yeah, within here you've got lots of different features, as well as editing colour. You can change things about your face. So I don't know how well you can
Put it back down on
you
the
can
armchair, I think.
But you've got ones for acne here, so if you've got some spots, you can
wow.
reduce those. You've got a slimming one here. I think with this,
let me see
you
now.
kind of drag areas in and it pulls them in. You see, looks a bit odd what I've just done to my face there, but
What I disliked is that he didn't have filling ones. So once I'd slim myself down,
You
what
could
if you want to
refill it
make
back up.
yourself look more plump? Then,
so
like,
I mean, I've got quite a big head,
Make your-
so I could use this to decrease the size of my head, so it looks a bit smaller. You need to know what you're doing. otherwise
You
it could
ended
look
up
bit
looking a
odd.
little bit hamster-like.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
and it's not even like you've got to take a bit on.
Yeah,
that.
you need a bit of
Sorry,
time.
Nick,
Obviously,
you
I'm
need
not.
to- This is not
Come on.
acceptable.
I'm not
No.
giving myself a bit of a
You've been
pointy
playing
chin
with
there.
this all day.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can. Yeah. But you've got things to reduce the dark circles on your eyes.
I need
you
a
can,
lot of that.
You can brighten your eyes. So I mean, you can't see the whites of my eyes there, but if you've got a closer shot, you can, I guess, whiten your teeth and the whites in your
Can
eyes
it
of that as
remove
well.
or accentuate beards?
I don't think I need to accentuate the beard in that shot, to be honest.
Does it
But
not remove it?
I don't think there's a shaving one on there. Maybe the acne one. might get rid of it.
Maybe that's a gap in the market.
Yeah,
you never know, you
there you
never
go.
know.
Maybe you should develop
Yeah.
one.
And
remove
just
it.
so everyone's clear that Nick and Naomi are actually sort of in a relationship together.
I'm not this horrible
Um,
to every
You know,
time.
she's not just picking
Maybe
on
just tells co-workers to go and have a shave. From time to
We
time.
actually
Sort
had to
your
sit
face out,
Amy in the
please.
middle
It's just
of
'cause
them
it's
today
Amy,
because
yeah.
there's been a bit of a rift.
Bit of
But
background.
these things we
A
live
bit-
with,
Basically, like crowd
It's all about the
control.
beard, really.
Yeah,
So
Beard
anyway,
gate.
eyebrows.
but that one's called
Beauty
That
Plus.
one is called
My Beauty. No,
Beauty Plus.
No, it's called Beauty Plus. that
Beauty
one.
Plus, and it is free and it is a good laugh. Like
Yeah.
even if it's just for sort of making your mates look silly. It's
This
a
is what I would say with apps like this, because I have to be honest, I think they're fab for a laugh and like trying and making yourself look funny, egg shaped, whatever. But I do sort of think, don't take a photo and think, right now before I put it as my Facebook profile picture, I'm gonna remove all my acne. I'm kind of thinking, use it to make yourself, to have a bit of fun with it. Don't put that pressure on yourself to be slimmer and spot free and
That's it,
googly
isn't it?
eyes.
You know,
You know,
that's
I mean,
just a
let's
good
not-
moral
Keep-
story anyway.
keep
It's
that,
just be
keep that bit of fun with it.
Yeah.
Go for an egg-shaped head. It's fun.
Yeah.
It is good fun. And I'm waiting to find. I have to say, if there was one app where you could add more hair, I think then I would probably go for that.
But there's
just
always
just
Google
move
Hangouts
the
where you
beard
can add a
up.
hat.
A hat and a monocle.
hat
I
and a
don't need
monocle
to add a hat.
and a
That's why I've got
moustache.
this classic. But I have been, approached by a couple of regeneration sort of products. So I was thinking maybe if I did start a blog, I could, try these sort of things out to see.
That's pretty cool.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Definitely.
I think it, yeah.
Yeah, it goes.
Yeah.
My daughter said to me yesterday, "Daddy, where's your hair?" Like that. And I was like, "Oh, thanks." No, it's all. I mean, these things happen, don't they? But I wouldn't honestly worry about it. To be honest, embrace yourself, and just throw the hat away. And yeah, I don't know where I'm going with this, guys. So what's the next app?
It's like the final thought of the show.
Right. I mean, I've got one more kind of, I guess I need to put my password in again. There we go. Another one that I thought was quite, there's lots of different apps like this, but this one was quite good, and this was suggested to me by Gary in the Cube as well, called PicStitch. And this one's really good for bloggers, I think especially when you're reviewing the products itself, because you've got space, maybe if you select that one, you've got space here for maybe a product image, and then you could have swatches below of different colours, or the other way round if you've got some other views of the products, and then say your arm with the swatches there as well. It just works a layout for you rather than you having to lay your photos in your blog feed.
That's the only one today that I had actually heard of before. I've been using that one myself. So
but it's really easy to use. So you tap the area you want to add a picture to. You can add from photo album or take a picture. So if I just do that,
you can even add from Facebook. I saw there.
I'll take a picture of Harriet right over there.
No.
She has to get on camera at some point.
Harriet.
I thought maybe this would be a clever way of getting her
forever,
on.
Harriet.
So then you've got some basic effects that you can just edit the photo.
Oh, put a hat and a moustache.
I haven't actually looked at the stickers.
She's a bit far away, but
anyone try the photo grid app?
I don't know what's in here.
Zoom in. Can you zoom in?
Oh, this is quite confusing now.
Oh,
Nick. Yeah, once you've finished with that, you can just enter it in.
I noticed that you can add hats and moustaches there in one section.
So
So
that's good fun.
that might be quite good. Yeah, if you forget your hair, your hat. Your hat one day you can.
Left the hat there. I could always bring that out. No, that's great. I think good. There's loads of apps out there.
Loads.
People are saying, have you tried the Photo Grid app? Have you tried
Similar,
BT Plus? Oh, we've done that one. So loads of things coming through. I think we could go on forever talking about the different apps, couldn't we? But, it's coming up to sort of 7:45. We had did we have one more blog to sort of?
We had one more from the very fabulous Charlotte from Looks to Be Loved. Charlotte is a blogger that we've worked with through Elf Cosmetics, and who we feel is the guru when it comes to swatch posts. I'll get one of her blogs up on my screen. Now, a little while ago, Charlotte did review a 32-piece palette, which we featured on Elf Show Live. Now, we sent Charlotte a 100-piece marble eyeshadow palette via Elf Cosmetics to review for us. And I'm scrolling slowly because
this is the finger swatches.
This is a finger swatch.
She's
to
never
behold.
done all of them, has she?
It is incredible. Look at this. We've got the grid. She's labelled them.
That's commitment.
Look at literally.
Wow.
This is incredible.
That is brilliant.
Wow.
It is so useful, honestly, and it's so neat, and she's made it look so easy. I'm sure it wasn't that easy.
It must have taken ages to do.
Yeah. And it's perfect.
We sent her this to do, but things like this are so useful to brands. Honestly, I honestly think you could make a business out of just doing like swatches for brands and things. And I'd pay to have things like that of ours swatched, And I think that was really good.
And that's the thing is, like, when we first saw her 32-piece eyeshadow post, it was like, wow, that is really, really good. So it was like, we love this post, we need to send you another palette. And she was like, 100-piece, let's go for it.
Looks to be loved.
And honestly, she's absolutely fab. And I think Charlotte's aware how much we're loving the swatch post for us. But this is, if you want to take inspiration, if you're thinking, okay, how do I swatch things? How do people want to see things? How do brands want to see things? Certainly from our point of view, this is ideal. What Charlotte's done here to kind of feature the colours, because it is really hard, being an online brand especially, it's really hard to get people to see the texture and the pigmentation of different products and to showcase them in this kind of way is exactly what we want. And if only we could ship her down and have her based here to do choir with pallets and products. But yeah,
but maybe we can get in touch and you know, forge some sort of agreement, because
resident swatcher.
I honestly think it's great to do that. And even if other people wanted to get involved, maybe on different skin tones, that's the sort of challenge we have as well. Is like, we can do it, you know, we've got 1,000 odd products here, we could do all of those products, but you know, we're sort of trying to do it a bit more now with the Elf Show Live and things like that.
Exactly.
But these sort of photos even help on those shows, so it's absolutely
And that's the thing, because you
phenomenal.
know, to sit there and do it, and it's also really nice to get people involved with the brand, and you know, have people like Charlotte to come and interact with us. And Farheen, who has been on the show with us previously a couple of times,
Farheen,
she tweeted out earlier, Harriet's just sent this to me now, she tweeted out that she couldn't watch the show tonight, but she's writing her dissertation, so she's otherwise engaged, but is missing the show. But her topic of her dissertation is actually looking at user-generated content and how that plays a role with beauty consumers' purchasing decision. And couldn't be more perfect. This is a classic example of how, you know, how a customer or a consumer's generated content makes such a massive difference.
And
to
honestly,
brands
if Farheen wants to send her CV to us, you know, that's something
exactly.
that we're sort of looking for here, you know, isn't it? We're all about, you know, the community, trying to generate more sort of user-generated content. And you know, that was one of the reasons for this show today, is sort of to reach out, introduce some of the changes that are going to happen, and in all honesty, as well as striving for, you know, bloggers and related content with photos and video, we're also putting an outreach to come soon for presenters as well. You know, we want to sort of create a platform which is, you know, is a platform
created by
or a step for wannabe presenters or people, you know, who are looking to just sort of get some experience at presenting, and try different things out, you know, to sort of see who works, see who the audience take to, really. And
like a really, really long X Factor.
And don't think for a minute, I have to be a presenter in Swansea. You don't have to live near us. We're also talking about having sort of relationships with people doing this from home. Like you see us with the Skype guests, only with a better camera. We'd set you up with a camera and a mic and the proper lighting. So if you really wanted to sort of do presenting and have a go, keep a watch out on the Beauty Crowd Twitter feed, because we'll be putting information up. It will be in the next sort of 2-3 weeks, but we will be sort of putting stuff up about how you can get involved and possibly be a presenter. Even if you just wanted to present, I don't know, a 10-minute roundup of a review or some beauty news that you'd researched that week. Tips like this, how to do photos, how to swatch, how to blog, writing style stuff. We really, you know, think, you know, it's just so great when people collaborate like that. And if we can, you know, create the right channel to do that, that's what I'm really about, really the mission, I guess, you know. So
definitely getting everyone involved. If nothing else, we need more people involved to get the amount of shows we want doing. So the more the better. The more the better. Like, make sure everyone's getting in touch.
Absolutely. So the competitions are going to run until tomorrow. Thanks ever so much to all the blogs that we featured today. We have been trawling absolutely loads, so do keep them coming in. I've been really tweeting it up a little bit more this week. I've enjoyed my Twitter experience this week. I've gained a few more followers. I've been tapping into some interesting sort of things in cosmetic science, and I've been following a number of sort of formulation manufacturers and skincare brands that have got new products launching. So you know, it's quite interesting. There's a big cosmetic fair happening in Hamburg this week called In Cosmetics, and it's very much for the science and the formulations. I've met a couple of beauty botanists on there, a few sort of doctors that are quite keen to come onto our skincare show and talk to us a bit more about ingredients, active ingredients, and just tips on how you can, you know, care for your skin. There's loads of that sort of stuff to come. And then tomorrow, I'm sure many people are aware of Cosmoprof Bologna. That's I think it's the largest cosmetics trade fair in Europe, and it's absolutely brilliant. There's loads of there's loads of lucky Italian bloggers who are all going to be, you know, going to this event, and loads of people coming over from the UK as well, loads of brands, bloggers, celebrities are going there.
There's over 2,000 brands exhibiting.
2,378 exhibitors,
incredible.
like, so.
That's a big trade show.
I've been tapping into a few brands, and actually I had the idea that we would run a sort of live feed tomorrow on YouTube. It'll be one sort of longer style show, not planned at all, but we're just going to sort of see if we can get in touch with some of these new brands at Cosmoprof, see if we can get them on the phone, get them on Skype, and just, you know, try to discover collectively, I guess, some new products that we can start introducing in our hair care, skin care and makeup shows, like in the future.
I did see one message come through earlier, and I can't remember who it's from, but there was a suggestion for hair heroes. And what was it? Skin savvy or skin saviors?
The skin you're in.
Skin saviors.
Nice.
That was from Bethany, from what she did.
Nice.
So yeah, nice.
I like that.
Keep
I
on
like
coming
those.
in.
Keep those names coming in, guys, because
We need inspiration.
it's also good for our story as well. If you know, one of you guys picks if the crowd decides the name, you know, that'll be going into our press release for sure, and we'll be getting that out there in the thing. Me and Amy are going to meet Kilpatrick PR on Monday as well. We're going to be heading up to London to meet one of the what I believe to be one of the best beauty PR companies out there, and we're going to be talking about getting some elf outreach on the go. So yeah, do look, you know, to Kilpatrick maybe for blogger samples, more blogger samples from elf, and hopefully
I'm sure we'll be documenting our adventure anyway, so it'll be...
We'll be down because it's in the East End of London, so we'll have to go for some sort of like swanky lunch or something like that, isn't it?
Probably something like on the go.
Oh.
Yeah, you know, maybe a few bottles of champagne or something like that.
Whatever.
With a straw. No, I'm joking.
I don't want any photos, thank you.
Yeah, so do keep an eye out for that. As always, guys, massive thanks to everyone. The competitions will run until tomorrow. On the blog, all the information how you can enter is there. I don't think we need to run the video again. Guys, anything else you want to add about the exciting future of Beauty Crowd?
Wow.
The design.
What can you say?
It's going to be beautiful.
It is going to be beautiful.
Yeah.
It's going to be exciting.
Design is
And
coming
these
on
two are to
really
count
well.
for it.
Ollie's been doing some really good work with building all the little components that we've all wanted as well. So yeah, he's been doing really well. We just need to put the time aside to put the visual to it.
Make it happen.
Yeah, so do keep a lookout for that. As soon as we've got a prototype to show you, we'll be bringing that. And yeah, keep an eye out now for our activity around these different shows. I think by having more sort of targeted show titles, it's going to be sort of easier for us to, you know, create a focused content, and obviously easier for you guys to collaborate and send in, oh, this is an idea for the skincare show, this is an idea for the hair show, whereas, you know, asking for ideas on BCTV in the last 14 weeks, people don't know whether they're coming or going, because we've literally done everything. So yeah, keep an eye out. If you think of any great guests that you'd love to see on the show, suggest those to us. Hopefully you know how to contact us by now, but do get in touch on Twitter and what have you, guys. It's been a pleasure tonight. Really enjoyed it, guys. It's been great to have you here.
Yeah.
Harriet, thanks very much for your efforts in the social stream. Gary Howells in the Cube, big shout out to you. He's saying no worries, and when it happens, it's going to be amazing. It's the I don't know what you're calling it, Gary, the ski video. Gary Howell's GoPro to the maximum extreme video will be coming out really soon.
Have you seen my awesome
we will be
video?
tweeting that
I think
out.
over the weekend he's going to be...
He's going to release it on the weekend.
Gallivanting in
To a
the
massive
snow.
fanfare. I'm going to the premiere.
Apparently
I
there's
never
a
got an invite, actually.
white
It's a
carpet.
black tie event.
And then,
Yeah.
to get complimentary snowboards given to you.
Yeah, and you can only drink snowballs.
Oh,
His dad's putting a carpet in the driveway. And everything.
They're going to put a
Yes.
projector screen on the garage door.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And also, last week, a big shout out to Gary for doing the man makeup look.
Oh.
That
Water.
was awesome.
and didn't he look
And
gorgeous?
donations have been made as well for that. Was that last week or
a couple
the
of
week
weeks
before?
ago, I think. But yeah,
That was a big shout out.
his beautiful face.
Oh.
15
Oh,
quid
15
donated, so that was amazing.
Well, you
Yeah,
know.
good effort, Gav.
And I think he took a little shine to it from us. Not gonna say too
He's
much,
been wearing
but I
that look
think
the last couple of days, I think.
The tweets that he was getting back were sort of like, is it wrong that he looks so good?
It looks so pretty.
like
A couple of
earlier
people
on,
asked who his sister was.
earlier on
I'm so
today,
confused.
I went into the warehouse too there, and we've got a box in the warehouse now of broken. It's broken packaging, but a lot of the product is still sort of good. You know,
Oh, it is,
I
yeah.
found
I can
Naomi like
relate.
rummaging through looking for a mascara.
elbow,
Well, I had to
shoulder
get in
deep.
there.
Now,
'cause-
now
'cause
I know
Sarah
what
was in
Gary
there
was
first.
doing rummaging through there
Oh,
as
Gary!
well. So.
I
You
knew all the
often
good
see him
stuff
and he's
was
like,
gone.
oh, I'm just
Oh,
going,
yeah,
I'm
just
just going
scratching
So
out.
it was like
Yeah,
bulky
it was
jacket. His eyelashes looking exceptional.
No, we'll have to
Yeah, I
bring
know,
that broken
Gary.
box in here and do some sort of tombola because I looked at it. It's about that high, that wide, and it's actually
wouldn't
full
find
of all
someone once
broken
they got in there.
It's
packaging. So
incredible.
I was scared of falling in it when I was there.
Yeah,
maybe we
If I
could
could,
sell like tombola tickets or something like that for charity, and
that would be pretty
people could
amazing.
just pick out these products or, you know, competitions and fun things to come. We'd love to hear your ideas on things like that. We had the idea of like maybe doing some battles, makeup artists, getting them pitting
Slap
their
balls.
slap wars.
Pause.
Slap battles.
No, like put your slap
Put
on.
your slap balls.
Ah,
Not like,
It's
not
a
going to be
slap-
like,
it's a
there's not going to be
slap
any like
battle, not a-
actual
a
physical
rap
harm.
battle.
slap battles.
slap you back.
But, yeah.
Yeah.
I think
gonna
it's
be
fair
fun.
to say that the show has officially ended now, and we're into the after chat
Got a bit
already,
mad.
guys. Thanks ever so much. We're gonna leave you there. It's been really good fun. We'll go on forever
sleep.
otherwise. So have a good evening, and we'll see you tomorrow for the Cosmoprof live feed special. If you want to join me, I'll be on at 10:30 in the morning, and I'll be finding some tremendous brands from Italy. So please join me. Take
It's gonna be
care.
awesome.
Bye.
Bye.
Ta-da.